Former Distinguished Service Award in Sports Journalism recipients from New Orleans, the common team of Marty Woodley and Ted Lewis.
This has been a long time coming for Anna Koll to take a place in the giants of Louisiana sports. It took longer to get her here than it took us to build that museum across the street. It's been more than 20 years since her nephew, Bill, talked to me about her credentials. One of her most eye-opening items he showed me was a Times-Picayune story from the 1930s with the screaming headline proclaiming Anna the city's greatest all-around girl athlete. Why? This was at a time when women rarely got their due in the world of sports. And in the Pelican State, Anna cracked the gender ceiling, and the accompanying story backed up the headline. Her story intrigued me and my colleague Ted Lewis, and now it will be told for future generations in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. There's no question that's where her legacy should rest. Anna was unique, a multi-sport champion, excelling in multi-states, sticking relatively close to her home in New Orleans. It was expensive to travel and compete in those strictly amateur days. She was a champion in softball, track, basketball, golf, and tennis in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. One year while doing postgraduate work at Harvard, she won a Massachusetts tennis title in a tournament that included both men and women. She was much like her friend Babe Didrikson Zaharis, but a largely regionalized version. The point is, she excelled across the board and across the map. I wish I could have covered her.
Along with being a tremendous athlete, Anna Koll was a terrific writer. This is from the 1928 New Orleans Home Journal, the Christmas edition, 85 years ago. And there are a few paragraphs from it in the story in your program, but I wanted to pass this one along with you, to you. And it applies to everyone from these great Hall of Famers in here down to my 5-year-old grandson playing T-ball. This is her advice. Stick to the game. Keep going. Don't be a quitter. If you play on a team, get the team spirit. Don't work for yourself alone. Think for the good of the group. Cooperate with your teammates. What one cannot do, 6 or 9 men. Learn the rules of the game. Be on the square. Have a clear conscience. Give the other fellow the benefit of the doubt. And at the end of the game, promise yourself that you mean to do better next time. What if you lose? Have the grit to take the knocks and blows with a smiling face. The test of a real player is his being able to stand up and cheer when another fellow stars. Comfort yourself when the game is all over with this thought: I lost, but I lost on the square. Be a good sport. Give a winner a glad hand. May be hard to laugh sometimes, but when the trophy is awarded to you, then you can say, I won, and I won on the square. Well, Miss Anna, tonight you won, and you won on the square. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the video screen. She may be the greatest all-around woman athlete in our state's history. She was a trailblazer for women's sports in Louisiana, and she made people around the country sit up and notice as she won races and captured championships around the South and beyond. Anna Koll did it all in the 1920s and 30s when women were just celebrating the right to vote. She was a sensational competitor in track and field, basketball, tennis, and even indoor baseball. She set Southern AAU records in the hurdle, sprints, and long jump. She held tennis titles across the South and even in New England. Anna was an all-star in basketball and a smooth, swinging batter in baseball for the powerful Wilkes Gymnasium teams in New Orleans. Women who never thought they could play sports were inspired by her success and her encouragement to get physically active. Anna built a legacy that has never faded. And tonight, 15 years after her passing, she is forever among our state's brightest sports stars. She is represented tonight by her nephew, Bill Koll. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay tribute to Louisiana Sports Hall of Famer, Anna Koll.
Possible. And in honor of my aunt, who was more of action than words, this is going to be a very short presentation. My aunt did all of her stuff in the 20s and 30s. I was born in the 40s, so the aunt that I knew was that wonderful lady that was always there if you needed her. She never gave you money, but you get a job from her. She'll pay you. She was probably the sharpest lady I've ever known in my life, and you could learn wonderful practical life lessons from her. I feel it was an absolute privilege to have known her, and I'll let the anecdotes and all the other things go with the books and the newspapers. So have a great night, and thank you all.
All three of Ed's speech to his sons are here tonight. Sean is here.